Hey, good morning. Jake here, Habitat Solutions. It's November 20th, 2024. Pretty overcast day. Gun season's been in for 5 days. I'm standing on the edge of my yard, and you can see behind me there's some fresh rubs in there. I've had a couple of pretty cool bucks coming through here that I'm getting on camera, just over this way a little bit. And one's a pretty nice one, but I'm hoping he can make it a couple of more years and be something that I'd like to chase. But you know, I wanted to put this video together to talk a little bit about the responsibilities as a landowner that you have once you start creating habitat. I think some people, and I know a few of the people that have hired me, believe that, okay, I put in the food plots, I build my screening, I get my stand setups right, I have some bedding areas, and I can come in here and hunt and it's just utopia. Well, when I'm talking about responsibility, what I really mean by that is there is a certain time of the year, specific wind conditions, then you can break it down a little deeper. Barometer, a high barometer, a low barometer, pre-cold front, post-cold front. There's a number of factors that all roll into this. And because of that, a lot of what I design for my clients and what I build for myself and some of the work I do for the clients, it's starting to rain a little bit, wouldn't you know it? There's strategy involved. And for some of you landowners and some of the people that are watching this video, you're like, oh man, that's complicated. I just like to hunt, and I like, if the deer shows up, great. If it doesn't, I just enjoy my time outdoors. Nothing wrong with that. But there's a number of us that really do have a deep passion for the deer that we hunt, the land that we manage, the habitat that we create, and always trying to give a little more back to the earth, to the creator, and just to the total environment. If there's anything I can stress to you, once you start building good habitat, thick stem density, available browse, and areas that are now holding deer, you've got to stay out of these areas. Deer just do not like to spend time where there's lots of people. Now, I know some of you guys are urban deer hunters under high populations where deer live from one yard to another and go from one bird feeder to another. That's a little bit different situation. I'm out here in basically what I'm going to call a countrywide setting where there's a house every half to 3/4 of a mile. Most of the farms around here are in that 60 to 250 acre size, so not as much direct impact with people, so these deer pay quite a bit of attention to human scent and human intrusion when it shows up where it should not be. One of the greatest things that I enjoy is waiting for the right day, the right wind, the right barometer setting, slipping into that stand that I have spent the summer creating hinge cuts, pinch points, getting in and having the kind of deer activity that I've witnessed over the last, 15, 20 years here on my farm in front of me just as I expected. And I know if I can do it, God darn it, every one of you guys that want to do it, you can do it too. So let me key on a few things. We start dropping trees, we're opening up the canopy depending on your soil, depending on the amount of rain, the soil quality is what I mean, amount of moisture. You can have abundant thick growth or maybe not so much. Your deer density, how heavy of the pressure on the early successional growth do your deer put on it? But over time you will eventually build the security, the stem density, the thick areas. You'll cut trail systems that deer like to walk down through. And over time, as these deer that are 6 months, year and a half, 2, 3, 4 years old become used to walking up and down these trails, the thicker stem density, the security, there are not people in here, they almost always can count on when they come in here, they're never disturbed, they don't run into human scent. So it takes a while, but you build the sense of security. This is their safe zone. So that's the first thing. It's going to take a while. Some properties not as long, others a little longer. Once you've built that and you're providing and building your own hunting setups, be sure to position yourself downwind of where you expect these deer to be. Create a pinch point, and when you're hunting, utilize the right wind so that you will be downwind and it will keep the bucks closer to you as they scent check deer bedding and doe bedding areas upwind of them. So it's a double win. So I want to make that part clear. So in this video, I'm going to show a few pictures, some video footage of some of the hunts that took place on my farm this year, and the type of deer I had upwind of me that had no idea I was there, the kind of undisturbed activity I was able to witness. And I just have so darn much fun. This farm was never like this when I first bought it. You were lucky to see a year and a half. If you saw a 2.5-year-old buck, it was a big deal. Now I hunted a lot different. I've learned a lot. I made mistakes. I've learned scent control, not hunting near as much, hunting under ideal conditions, and being a stealthy hunter have all contributed to that. So has my habitat. I have multiple good bedding areas, thick locations. I've got pinch points in those bedding areas that with stands that I can get into, and I've also got pinch points built into my food plots for the early season and late season. I just want to share this to help encourage all of you going down this habitat journey that it is possible. There is no reason why any of what I'm going through you can't go through. And always remember, like I say at my videos, good luck and good habitat. I just love when a plan comes together. First time in the stand, and I've got a target buck coming right by me. What I like about this footage right here is you see a mature shooter cruising through the edges of my hinge cuts. Just notice all the thick stem density right there. I zoom in a little bit and you can see moving through the edge. Now the wind is not quite in my face, but coming from that direction. So he's downwind of all the doe bedding. And you see another young buck come in from the left. This is some great footage of a couple of bucks posturing. They're both about the same age class. They're seeking does near the thick cover, and they're basically being a bit aggressive, checking each other out. Ears back, hair standing up, and walking a bit sideways. After the confrontation, the wide 8-point walks right under my stand and kind of follows out the other 8-point to make sure he's left his domain. For those that say nice bucks won't come up to you nice and close in food plots, check this out. This buck is coming right to the scrape vine, and then he walks within 5 yards of my blind. I was fortunate enough to harvest a mature 8-point on October 27th this year from a great pinch point location that I've harvested many nice bucks from over the years. His live weight was 242 pounds and he field dressed just under 206. I ended up getting 7 bags of meat from the processor, and the processor remarked about how big a deer he was. This series of photographs is pretty neat. This photo taken on the day I killed the buck is working a scrape at a little after 9 in the morning. Later you see me walking by the camera into the entry point at around 3:45 that afternoon. And at a little bit after 6 you see me coming out of the woods with my electric cart and my deer sled with the 8-point in tow.